This is the story of the most powerful man in history. He conquered the world before he turned 30. When he died, his generals built a coffin made entirely of gold. But the coffin never reached its destination. It vanished, and so did the body of Alexander the Great. Alexander was born in Macedon, a kingdom never fully respected by the Greek city-states. His father, Philip II, was a cold, rational king, a military genius. His mother, Olympias, was something else entirely.
Alexander, you are not an ordinary prince. The blood of Zeus flows in your veins.
In an age where gods were believed to intervene in human fate, those words took root deep inside Alexander's mind. From an early age, he showed a dangerous trait. He did not merely want to win, he wanted to be remembered. At 13, a wild horse named Bucephalus terrified every man who approached it. Alex noticed something others missed. The horse was not afraid of people. It was afraid of its own shadow. He turned the horse toward the sun and mounted it. Watching in silence, Philip finally said, "Macedon is too small for you." This was not praise, it was a prophecy. When Philip II was assassinated, Alexander was only 20 years old when he claimed the throne. Enemies believed Macedon would collapse. Allies began to turn away. Alexander's response was brutal. He destroyed the rebellious city of Thebes, nearly wiping it from existence. This was his first message to the world: do not test me. In 334 BC, Alexander crossed the Hellespont, the narrow stretch of water separating Europe from Asia. Legend says he was the first to step onto Asian soil, throwing his spear into the ground and declaring the land won by the spear. His campaign began in Asia Minor, where Persian forces awaited him. At the Battle of the Granicus River, Alexander led a direct cavalry charge across the river, defying every rule of warfare. He was nearly killed, but the Persians broke. It was the first crack in the greatest empire on earth. Alexander understood something critical. As long as Persia controlled the coast, its navy could threaten him from behind. So he moved south, capturing city after city along the Aegean coast. Some surrendered, others resisted, and paid the price. One city in particular would define his reputation. Tyre was not on land. It is protected by walls rising directly from the sea, never been taken. Alexander gave Tyre a choice. They refused. So he did the impossible. He ordered a massive causeway built across the sea, stone by stone, under constant enemy fire. For 7 months, his army labored. When Tyre finally fell, the destruction was absolute. From Tyre, Alexander marched into Egypt. There, he was not met with resistance. He was welcomed. The Egyptians, long ruled by Persian governors, hailed him as a liberator. Alexander was crowned pharaoh and declared the son of Amun. On the Mediterranean coast, he chose a quiet fishing village and gave it a name meant to last forever: Alexandria. It would become one of the greatest cities in human history, a center of knowledge, trade, and power. With Egypt secured, Alexander turned east. At Issus, he faced King Darius III himself. Though vastly outnumbered, Alexander charged directly toward the Persian king. Darius fled. The empire shook. 2 years later, at Gaugamela, the decisive battle was fought. Persia threw everything it had at him: chariots, infantry, cavalry. Alexander broke their lines with precision and speed. By nightfall, the Persian Empire was finished. Alexander did not stop. He pushed into Bactria and Sogdiana, modern Central Asia. The fighting there was brutal: guerrilla warfare, endless marches. He married a local princess, Roxana, binding conquest with rule. Finally, he reached India. There, he faced war elephants, beasts his army had never seen. He won again, but the cost was heavy. In 323 BC, while in Babylon, Alexander suddenly fell ill. Within days, he grew weak. Soon, he could no longer speak. Some believed he was poisoned. Others blamed disease. Some believed his body had finally collapsed under the weight of his ambition. When asked who should inherit his empire, he answered, "To the strongest." Chaos followed. After Alexander's death, his generals commissioned a coffin made entirely of gold. The plan was to bury him in Macedon. But along the journey, the coffin was seized. Instead, Alexander was taken to Egypt, to the city that bore his own name. For centuries, his tomb became a place of pilgrimage. Julius Caesar visited, Augustus visited, and then the tomb disappeared. The golden coffin vanished. For centuries, countless people have tried to find the golden coffin, and all have failed. For one family, the search even became a mission passed down through generations. Did they ever succeed? That is another story.